Okay folks, welcome to the Cursed Realms deck guide. Now this deck was suggested by a viewer on stream by the name of Emir Var Texas, so all credit for the deck design goes his way. I have made a few slight changes, but overall the idea and general strategy of the deck are basically his creation. So, as you can see, we are running Aggedon, because it's a cursed deck and she spawns cursed units. Synergy. Right, so we'll go over the bronze core quickly. We have Aggedon Revenants. The entire deck revolves around these guys. You drop these guys, you play a bunch of spells or items, and boom, you have 1,000,000 points. So how this works, the rest of the deck basically is designed to support these three dudes. So we have Tormented Mages. These guys pull spells or items from your deck, and those spells or items will be Alza's Thunders and Bloody Flails. Nice removal, nice points, synergy with these dudes. We have the Cavalry, Thinning, and this deck has low tempo plays, so it's easy to get these guys out. We have one Cursed Knight. This guy's kind of just to fill in a bronze slot, has a bit of synergy. We have Thala, again, helps to get the Cavalry out, and you kind of just need to play spies in this meta, right? You have Sealer, and then a bunch of spells. So basically, just maximum synergy with the Revenants. All of these are nice. Alza's gets Thala out, Scorch, everyone plays big things like Siri Nova, Summoning Circle, because you need to Summoning Circle spies all the time. And then our golds, Uma's Curse is a spell, so procs the Revenants. Aguera True Form, create a spell, procs the Revenants. Kian, create a item, usually alchemy things are items, proc the Revenants, or you can pull the Runestone with him. Kira, Alza's, and Thunderbolt are spells, so it procs the Revenants. So basically, it's all about procking the Revenants, and these guys can get pretty ridiculous, but even when you don't get to utilize them, the deck can still hold its own, as you will see in the upcoming match. So I won't talk any longer, I'll explain the action as it happens. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright. So we're up against an Ethne here, and Ethne usually runs some sort of dwarf hybrid list or just a plain dwarf list. The mulligans here are pretty simple. We want to blacklist the cavalry, we want to get rid of them. We want to blacklist the flail because we have 3 of those in the deck, and then we want to blacklist the Alzas because we don't want spells in our hand really. We want to pull them with these 2-drop mages. So this is one of the harder matchups for this deck because the Revenants, the 4-drop dudes, are sort of the engines of the deck, and it's important to keep them alive and spam out a bunch of them with spells. And Ethne can often have a lot of removal. They sometimes run Alzas, they sometimes high roll with these little 2-drops into elves that have removal, or panthers or whatever, and they can Aglaeus our spells to remove our guys, and then Ethne our spells, and just lots of annoyance. So we have 3 Revenants, which is nice, 3 Mages, which is nice. It's actually a really nice hand. Ideally, you want a Thala or an Alza's double cross in this situation, and you play him, and you'd go 22 points up, and then the Cavalry, the Dumb Bananas, ISOs would come out. But we don't have the option to do that, so we'll play Aggedon. And here, Lubbekins are just 5s. This other dude's just an 8, so the Mage is pretty decent here. We can use him to thin out one of our spells, and he's also just decent tempo. And we just smack this, get max points, and basically we're just trying to out-tempo this guy for now. So obviously you want to get Revenants on the board before casting spells when you can, but obviously in that case, with Aggedon, usually you're looking for an Olgierd. He's probably the best draw you can get, because the carryover allows you to dry pass if you need to, in case they have War Dancers or some other form of carryover. So this guy's stacking the row, which kind of makes me feel like he is going to play Horn this round, perhaps. We're 4 down. We can play a Revenant here. He might pass, but that's okay. We win a card down. That's fine. We need to get a Revenant out. We have 3 in hand, and we don't want to be spending too many spells without having a Revenant down generating points. So it's all about whether he can remove this or not now. If he can't, then we'll have a smooth run of this round. If he can, then we'll just play another one, really. So it's not that big of a deal. So this deck really suffers. Okay. So high rolled into a lock and he gets rid of it. It's a bit sad. So we could Summoning Circle this. We'd get the Kieran and then we could unlock our guy. But Summoning Circle, obviously you want to use on your opponent's spies if possible, or on our own Sealer. You can Sealer into Summoning Circle, into Sealer, into some other spell. So you get a bunch of points, you draw 2 cards. Really nice combo. We'll just play another Revenant here. We can afford to play another one since we have all 3 in hand, or had all 3 in hand. This is fine. Because we lost the coin flip, we're allowed to play low tempo. And he's the one that has to respond, not us. So we're fine doing this. And we'll be able to start just pumping out points. And whoa, he's going pretty hard here. Aye aye sir though. Alert to arms. Saves the day. So that's a nice just free 3 thinning and 12 points. And it keeps us within range of the round, basically. And that's why the cavalry are quite nice. Just the thinning is really good. And they allow you to sort of stay in the game when you'd otherwise be forced out. So we're just going to mage here, start thinning out our spells. Flails, unless there's a high priority removal target that you need to use Alzas for, it's best to just use the flails, because they're worth 1 more point, because they spawn the 5, so they're a 10 basically. And that keeps us ahead by 1 here. You can see the Revenant engine has started up. Every time we cast a spell, one of those dudes is going to pop out, and we're just going to fill up the row with little undead soldiers. Wow. He really wants this round. Okay. So we could think about passing here, because we can't beat this in 1 card. We could Scorch, which is worth 21. We kill his 17 and we get a 4. We could Summoning Circle, which gives us another Revenant. That's not very good. We could thin some more with mages. We could try and high roll into something with Kian. If we got a D-bomb off of Kian, because Kian spawns alchemy cards. If we got a high roll into a D-bomb, we would destroy his row, because it resets everything on the row. We do lose the option of thinning out the Zoria runestone if we do that, but I think it's worth it, because if we do that, his round is over straight away. Ah, sad times. So, not quite. Take the Petries here, because it's an item. It's a solid 12 points. We get another Revenant out. I assume he's going to pass here. Yeah, there we go. So, he spent Horn, Ethne Horn, though, which is really good, because that's one of his win conditions. Which obviously means that he has another win condition. He probably has Siri Nova. So we'll just thin out another spell here. And this isn't too bad. We go a card down. We just need to hope that he doesn't have a War Dancer, basically. If he has a War Dancer, then we are denied the opportunity of open passing on him to regain our card advantage, and then we're sad. So it all comes down to that, basically. This is a pretty nice hand. We don't really want to mulligan anything here, because the hand is likely to get worse rather than better. If we draw a Flail or an Alzas, it's kind of crappy. He didn't get a War Dancer. That's great. So we can just pass. He has to spend a card, so we grab card advantage back, which means we get Last Say, which is super important for our Scorch. Okay, he's going to Agitator. That's fine. He's committed a lot to the first round, so hopefully we're sitting pretty for round 3 here. We should be able to thin almost to 0 with what we have currently. So we'll have access to all our golds, basically. Thala, that's pretty good. Again, we don't really want to mulligan anything here. This is pretty nice. Like, obviously, some of the cards in the deck are better. Uma's, the Runestone, and Sealer. But we'll be able to get we'll have access to them anyway. So we just keep this. This is fine. Okay, so that would make a good Scorch target. However, I feel like he's definitely running Siri Nova. He hasn't played more than 2 of any card so far. And that will be our Scorch target, realistically speaking. So I think for now we just pop out a Revenant and see if he can kill it. If he kills it, then we're sort of sad times, because that's our point engine for the round. Uh-oh. Don't do it. Don't do it. What? Oh no, okay. That's tough. Okay, so that's our last Revenant out of the picture, so we don't have our point engine. We do have card advantage, and we have a reasonable hand, so I'm not going to give up hope just yet. Basically, before we play Thala, we want to thin out as much as possible, because we do not want to draw these bronze spells. So we'll just zap this to deny the point gain from it. We'll get a better Scorch anyhow, so it's not worth leaving it up. Okay, he's dropping his Barclay. Alright. Casual 16 points. So we want to, again, thin before Thala, so I think here we want to ADC the Knight out. The other option is to just Thala now. But you generally want to thin as much as possible. There's not really any reason to play Thala before playing the ADC, realistically. Although, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference, I suppose. It's just that we have more chance of drawing Uma, basically, if we thin with the ADC first. So we'll go ahead and do that. And also, while we still have a target for this Cursed Knight, you want to transform, obviously, low strength units so that you get the max value. So this is just a nice 16. It's fine. Keeps us ahead on even, which is just what you want. And then next turn we're looking at Thala. And we want basically, well, anything other than Flail is good. So we're guaranteed a good draw, basically, because you get 2 choices. Okay, that's... So 4 turns left in the round, or 5 turns, that's going to be worth 13 points in total. It's not really worth zapping it. I don't think... Because he might have Ithilien Tremors, in which case we kind of want the Thunderbolt on Kira for that. We're just going to drop the Thala here, and we grab a Sealer. That is beautiful. Very nice. He's in a Summoning Circle of a Thala. So that means we can't do the Sealer, Summoning Circle, Sealer, Scorch combo. But we can Summoning Circle his Spy, obviously, and just regain card advantage back. It's really important that we have it because of our Scorch. And also, obviously, this kind of blocks our Scorch, so we need to make sure that we have more than 113. Nice. We get the Runestone. Alright, so this is really nice. I mean, we're 25 points down, yes. However, we're a card up. So, we'll have the last say, we'll be able to burn his Nova. This isn't too bad. It looks worse than it is, I think. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic about this. So, we want to play the Runestone and see what we get. You usually want to play your RNG cards sort of early, at least the ones like Runestone that can summon units rather than spells, because sometimes you can get a unit that is an engine. Like if we could grab a Revenant from this Runestone, perhaps. We'll try for that. Ooh, okay. So Odrin's not that great because we don't have many units. The 8-drop's not that great. This is pretty nice though. Sabrina allows us to res a mage, thin out the Flail, and then we'll guarantee draw into Uma off of the Sealer. So this is really, really juicy. Now, we could Flail him, but I think we Flail our Thala here. And the reasoning for this is that this guarantees our Scorch for 26 points. Which, obviously, if we Scorch our own Thala, it's not great. We need to be fishing for as many points as possible. I think this is the way to do it. Yes, we lose 5, but we gain 13. So, overall, this is a positive point play. Oh, a 13 point... Another 13. Ooh. Okay, so if he can't offset this with whatever he just stole, courtesy of the Dragoon that we didn't zap. We're looking at a 39 point Scorch, which hopefully will just be game set match. He's having a good think about this one. He stole our Runestone, righto. So he could, ooh, Owlses. Okay, so we get a 39 point Scorch. We just instantly take this. There's no thought process here. You just, if there's a 39 point Scorch, you Scorch it. Oh, that feels good. Burn, baby, burn. So we have 3 goals left. We're 13 down. But we have a card up, 3 golds in hand. We should be pretty right here. He's used Horn and all that, so his finisher is basically Siri. Oh, and you're with Med. Ouch. Okay, so he could either have Ithlin Tremors, which would be a little bit painful. So if that's the case, we can use Kira's Thunderbolt to add some armor to our guys to negate damage from the Tremors. It's only slightly less value than Arrakis Venom. If he has Ithlin Tremors, yeah. Like this is, if he has Ithlin Tremors, he might. I didn't do the maths, but I'm not sure if he would have had enough points without the armor. He has the Nova, and it's a 29.1. Okay, so time to high roll. Time to high roll. Let's go. So we want Uma into not really any of those. Priscilla's just 18. Aguera is okay. So if she charms a random elf, so we could get a 5, a 3, a 2, a 3. Lots of those are kind of meh. So she's possibly more value than Priscilla, but possibly a lot less. Well, a little bit less. And we kind of need to just get max points here. So I think we just go for this. We take the 18. We're 21 points down, so we basically need Scorch from Aguera here. I think. Does anything else do it? Hailstorm, perhaps? Ooh, is that enough? 20 points. It's enough as long as he doesn't have any 1-drops. He doesn't. Oh, that's not even close. Planned, calculated, perfectly executed. No luck, all skill. And there you go. Successfully destroyed a Dwarf Ethne deck at 4k MMR. So, proof of concept, the deck works. And it's really fun to play. So I hope you guys enjoyed.